I'm Isobel Davies. I'm a third year geography student for the University of Leeds, and I'm conducting my data collection for my dissertation in Gair. Trees show so much about the past climate and the present climate. You can tell so much just from a tree core. So I thought it'd be really interesting to compare different species and just see how differently do trees respond to the climate and how much of an effect is it having. The way the climate's effect on trees is studied is through tree rings. One tree ring equates to 1 year of the tree's growth, and the thickness of that ring determines whether it was warmer that year or colder that year in comparison to the previous years. Trees tend to grow more in warmer and wetter conditions. However, climate extremes, which are brought on more frequently by climate change, can do the opposite effect. The easiest way to see tree rings is to cut a tree down. However, because of the recent planting of the woodland in Gair Woods and the importance of this woodland as a seed source, instead we can use an increment borer to take a tree core, which does minimal damage to the tree. There's been studies that it has no effects on tree mortality, and so it's a more sustainable way to look at the tree ring. The way an increment borer works is that it's drilled into the tree using a twist and motion, and then a core is extracted from the middle. It's usually pencil size, so 1 to 2 centimetres, and it's usually about 30 centimetres in length, depending on the thickness of the tree. I'm using these tree cores to answer my research question of comparing different tree species and their climate sensitivity to different climatic conditions within a temperate environment. I chose to conduct my research in Gair Woods due to the variety of species available and the type of climate that these trees are living in. I'm going to compare the different responses of the tree species to see how different that response is and whether that's due to the climate around them or whether that's due to other factors like topographic or physiological. In the field, the tree cores are showing what's expected, with oak having a slower growth rate and beech having a faster growth rate. The tree cores will be taken back to the lab to analyse with local climate data to see how much the climate has had an effect on these tree species growth within the last 50 to 100 years. My research will help forest planting and management in the future to guide people on what trees are most resilient to future climate projections.